If you've been in an RV in, say, the last 20 years, you've probably handled or dealt with one of these very basic thermostats that come with just about every single RV. They're pretty far from smart thermostats. They're pretty dumb thermostats. And whether you have a Dometic or an Atwood or a GE or a Furion or a Coleman, there's so many different thermostats. They tend to be kind of paired with whatever got thrown up on the roof for your air conditioners. Then you probably know that they are fairly limited in what they can do. MicroAir and the EasyTouch thermostat is here. It's for the RV industry. It works with all of those brands, and it will smarten up your AC and heat experience, allowing you to control your thermostats from while you're away from the coach and quite a bit more. Come along with us. I'll tell you all about it. Hey folks, Eric with MobileMustHave.com, and thanks for joining us and checking out the MicroAir EasyTouch. I'll give you some high levels and then we'll dive into more of the specifics and answer questions about whether or not this will work for your specific thermostat. But the short answer is it likely will. I have run into very few manufacturers that don't support the thermostat upgrade in the RV space. I'm going to go ahead and put chapter links below so you can hop around in the video. We'll dive into more of the features in a little bit, and we'll start with sort of a brief introduction, but just note those chapters are there so you can hop around. But what is this at its core? Well, it's a smart thermostat. So this has Wi-Fi in it, it has Bluetooth in it, and it is specifically designed to work in RV applications. So it's going to be a drop-in replacement for your standard thermostats. Not just this one, but just about every thermostat that you can think of. I've opened this up so that we can talk about kind of the guts and the wiring in a little bit. But the way it works on our website is if you hop over, you will see pictures of your old thermostat. You'll see that, and that will be corresponding to the MicroAir EasyTouch system that'll work in your RV. So it's very, very simple, and the instructions are awesome. If you've got the ability to use a screwdriver, and you can handle some very, very light wiring work, usually 2 to 3 wires, it's not a big deal. It's super simple. It is definitely a DIY upgrade. We'll get into a bunch of the features, but probably the single biggest thing that this unit is going to give you is the ability to use your phone to connect up to your thermostats and to control the temperature inside of the RV. Now this unit has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi in it. So if you don't have a Wi-Fi system in, you can just use the Bluetooth on your phone to connect directly up to the thermostat to control the thermostat from the app that is free to download. There's no subscription service to use that, and you're good to go. If you want to step things up a bit and you have Wi-Fi inside of your RV, and if you don't, you can reach out to us. We've got plenty of solutions to help you with that. Then it will allow you to not only use the app when you're in the RV, but also to connect when you're anywhere in the world where you have a cell phone and internet access from your cellular provider. So that means that you can hop in and view quickly what the temperature and status is in your RV. You can change those settings, you can switch from heat to cool, and you can set up alerts inside of the app to tell you if there is an out of temperature limit that maybe would be putting your plants, animals, or whatnot in danger. Very, very cool feature. When I tested the EasyTouch in the first generation, when they first came out years and years and years ago, there were some challenges with the setup. They needed to do some firmware work, and we decided that it wasn't a product that was up to the standards of Mobile Must Have at the time. But we stayed in touch with those folks. They've been awesome to work with. They take feedback very seriously, and I'm happy to report that as of my new installation in our ATC travel trailer 8 months ago at this point, I've had 0 problems, and the installation couldn't have been simpler. So simple, in fact, that this unit right here is going to be installed in the front cab of the ATC, and we're going to film that video shortly, but I'll link it right here so that you can watch the installation and just see how easy it is to get your own system set up as well. One of the things that MicroAir has done is they've made it so simple, as I said before, based on the thermostat that you have pre-installed in your rig. So this unit, for example, is a direct drop-in replacement for this single zone GE. And I'll turn it around here and you'll see that it's got 3-wire hookup, just like the GE does. Now this model right here is a Coleman replacement for for a more complicated thermostat that typically is running heat pumps, multiple zones of heat, and air conditioning. And in that situation, you've got a lot more wires going on at the back of your thermostat. You may have opened up your thermostat thinking you could put in a residential thermostat and saw something like this where you were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wires. Uh-oh, this is going to be a mess, and sort of walked away and decided that wasn't going to be possible with your Honeywell thermostat. You're right, it wasn't. These are 100% designed to be drop-in, though, to the RV thermostats. So all you got to do, again, is match up the picture on our website of your old thermostat, and you will get included in the kit detailed instructions as well as all the wiring harness required for that setup. MicroAir has really thought this through. It's pretty impressive. As an example, I'll just kind of show you briefly the back of this guy again, and then I'm going to show you the back of this one. And you'll notice that this one has a fuse in the back, and that one doesn't. This one is not carrying any meaningful amount of current based on how the wiring is designed. This one, based on how the manufacturer designed it, warranted a fuse, and they've put one in. It's stuff like that that they've done where they just haven't skipped on the design based on the specific wiring requirements of the OEM to make sure that these things are just really bulletproof. Now, your RV may have a lot of different configurations inside of the OEM, but all using one thermostat. Some RVs have one air conditioner, some have two, some have three, some have multiple thermostats, some have multiple heat zones. My Integra, for example, has 2 heat zones. I could run heat off of all of the air conditioners in their heat pump status, or I can run it off my Aqua-Hot, and I have 3 zones for that. Technically 2 zones on the Aqua-Hot and 3 zones on the air conditioner. That's a lot of complexity for a thermostat manufacturer to take into consideration, and MicroAir has done that. When you pick up one of these units and it corresponds with a OEM thermostat that has those added functions, you'll find in the firmware that you have the ability to turn things on like heat pump or Aqua-Hot heat or furnace heat, and you'll be able to select various zones to match up with your OEM thermostat. The fit and finish of the MicroAir thermostat is hard to see on camera, I'll be honest. When I looked at these, I actually thought maybe they were plastic, but when you get them in your hand, you realize that these are all aluminum metal enclosures and quite nice and very high quality. They have a touchscreen interface, as you can see there, and I'll show you a bit of how you can navigate around the touchscreen. And they come in both black and white, as you can see there, across the entire model line. So you can dial this in aesthetically to kind of what fits best inside of your RV environment. The MicroAir EasyTouch supports an extensive amount of custom programming. You can have up to 6 different time points during a single 24-hour period to adjust the heat up or down. So if you want it at a certain temperature at 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., all the way throughout the day, nighttime, it will automatically set those times, and it will support 7-day programmable thermostat functions. So you can have it operate differently on the weekends. You can have it operate different during the day. The unit also has a home and an away function so that you can save up different profiles based on whether or not you're in the RV or whether or not the RV is in storage. In terms of what's in the box, you've got your thermostat, obviously, any associated wire harness that you need for that specific model. You've got a quick start card here with also additional instructions on the back on the installation process. And you've got a screw template here, and then some screw hole cover plates if there are any screw holes that you have to cover as a result of this thermostat possibly being smaller than the one you replace. Note there is also a bezel that you can purchase that will basically go around this if you're trying to cover a large hole in the installation. In all the installs I've had to do, I haven't needed it, but just note that it is something that is an optional accessory. When you're looking at the installation of the unit, you've got 2 screw holes here that are designed to basically have screws on the wall, and then the unit goes in and plops down. Now, if you've ever installed anything with these little screw holes on the back, you know that it's kind of a pain to get the screw holes on the wall to be exactly the distance of these 2 holes. And if you get it off by a little bit, it's either not going to be straight or it's not going to lock into place properly. MicroAir's thought of that. When I saw this in the box, I was like, what is this? And I realized it's a template. This little thing right here is a template that allows you, this piece of plastic allows you to actually screw using this into the wall. And this template also doubles as a locking mechanism to ensure that you don't screw your screws down too far, and that it will fit right into the thermostat properly. It's a really nifty design. Just note that you want to watch our separate video on the installation, and I'll sort of explain how this gets installed and how to not over tighten this and squish the template, because then the thermostat won't fit on quite as well. The MicroAir EasyTouch touchscreen is very easy to use, and I found that it's also very glove friendly. It works quite well. Now the thermostat itself, you'll notice, has a bit of a profile on it, and that's largely because what they've done is they've put in some really high quality thermostat sensors inside this unit to determine the actual temperature inside of your RV much more accurately than what I've seen with most of the OEM thermostats. So you've got vents on the top and the bottom here to allow the unit to really sense what the actual internal temperature of the RV is. Now, in the event that you have a poorly insulated RV, or that the thermostat is sitting in the sun, or just if you find that that setting that you see here, or that temperature you see here is off, you can hop into this display and adjust it. So you can say, you know what, it's actually 3 or 4 degrees warmer inside my RV where I'm standing, so in the middle of the room, and I want the thermostat to know that. You can actually go in here and say, offset what your temperature is by 3 or 4 degrees, so that what I see is more reflective of what I'm actually feeling in this other area of the room. It's a really, really nice feature. The thermostat has built-in logic to understand if it's communicating properly with your thermostat controller. If you look at this screen, since we don't have a thermostat controller plugged in, you'll see a red error message at the top of the display. And it's essentially saying, hey, I can't communicate with the thermostat controller. Something's going on. It's got quite a bit of logic to help understand that everything is up and running and working properly. And if you ever run into a problem, again, you can troubleshoot that with Mobile Must Have or with the MicroAir team to make sure that we dial it in and get it all working properly for you. If you're interested in hooking this up to one of our internet solutions, I'm going to link a couple different videos. We did one on our ATC that is a very in-depth kind of epic install that shows you just how crazy you can get. With our RoamLink wireless and this kit that is also dialing in Starlink as backup, we have connections to AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Starlink, and we can use them all at the same time. That video is over there. Now that install's a little bit crazy, but the point is that with our solutions, you can modularly add as much or as little as you want to dial it in. Now, for a lot of our customers who are like, whoa, 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 that's too much, you're looking for something that you can just take out of the box, screw on a couple antennas, put it on the table, plug it in, and you're off to the races. That's RoamLink Connect. And that is a product that we offer where there's nothing to buy, nothing to set up. You just plug the thing in, you've got your monthly fee, you can select the data plan that's best for you, and you're off to the races. That's it. So we'll link to a RoamLink Connect video as well right there, just in case you're interested in our internet solutions that are fully compatible with the MicroAir EasyTouch. The MicroAir EasyTouch and the Easy Starts and pretty much everything at mobilemusthave.com is eligible for membership discounts. If you don't know about our memberships, you can check them out at membership.mobilemusthave.com, but kind of the high-level wave tops is you're talking about getting discounts on all the products. Typically, the memberships will pay for themselves within a year. You're getting access to upgraded 2-day shipping. All of these devices will ship same day if you order them. You can always check the listing page and it'll show you right there that they're in stock and shipping same day. You'll get additional cashback rewards towards future purchases. You get access to the Mobile Internet Resource Center where we've got just troves of information and resources, as well as our forums to help our members out, and quite a bit more. There's just kind of a small listing there of benefits. But just check them out at memberships.mobilemusthave.com, and it may be worth it, and you could save a little bit of money. So that's the MicroAir EasyTouch thermostat. Again, check out the installation video where we'll kind of dial in a little bit more on the touch screen and show you how it all works. And note that, again, this is all made in the USA, supported in the USA technology. So you've got a company that you could trust and that will back up their products with an industry-leading 2-year manufacturer guarantee. If you have any questions about this unit or anything at all at Mobile Must Have, you can hop over to our website and go to talk.mobilemusthavee.com and schedule a consultation with one of our experts if you have a question about internet, a thermostat, etc. You can also just hop in and start a chat right away in the bottom right-hand corner and talk to an expert, and they'll get your questions answered as well. Additionally, you can email us at info@mobilemusthavee.com, and of course, you can always just give us a call if you prefer. Our phone number is in the top left-hand side of our website. Just note that we usually ask folks to schedule consultations. We're a small team, and we want to make sure that the person that you get on the phone with immediately is the person who's the expert on that product and that you don't have to worry about hold times. So the choice is yours, but we're here to help you. Thank you guys so much for checking out the MicroAir EasyTouch thermostats. We're happy to have them on the store. And we'll see you on the road.